Hey dudes, my name's Blako. I've been working to improve Okashi Towers, my real-time strategy game mixed with tower defense elements developed in Godot 4. Last time I talked about the new version, 0.8.1, and you know what that means, 0.8.2. So let's jump right in. So I added these candy cauldrons to offer a way to actively gather resources, since a lot of people asked for that, and it seemed like it would give the player more to do while they're building up an attack. They respawn after a certain period of time, so you can keep farming them, but it seems like the respawn time was too short, so for this update, I'm increasing the time to try to balance it out a little more. It might still need some tweaking, but we'll see how it goes. Next up is just a small change, but people thought there was no way to leave a game during a match, and thought their only option was to quit the game, which I can see why they'd think that, because the button to leave a game is really tiny and not noticeable at all. The whole UI in the game definitely needs a revamp, but for now, I just wanted to make this more noticeable, so I made it bigger and changed the colors a little to try to make it stand out more. We'll see if that helps a little bit. I know I made a little guide on the community forum page to go over all the different units and their special abilities, but that definitely wasn't supposed to be a permanent solution. I wanted some way to show players all the different stats that units have, because right now it's really unclear just by looking at a unit if it's better in certain situations. So most people at some point would only just build tier 3 units, since they're the most expensive, but there's actually some really good reasons why you might want to use the tier 2 or even tier 1 units. For example, Witch has these broom units. They're actually really good defensively, and their special ability boosts their defenses for a short period of time. Witch is mostly an attack faction, so they have fast bats as their tier 1 unit and fast glass cannon mouth dudes for their tier 3. In certain situations, when an opponent has made a lot of defenses, these broom dudes really sweep up the place, but it's hard to tell just by looking at them. So as a first step, I decided to implement these stat cards. You can now hover over a unit in the unit shop, and it shows all their stats, and even tells you what their special ability does. They work for every type of unit, including towers. I think they look pretty cool. Ha! Eventually, I want to make something like a little Unitopedia, so you have a place in the game where you can just look at all the different units for all the factions, which hopefully can help players come up with some cool strategies. But that'll have to be a future update. Speaking of units, I want more. Right now, each faction has 3 units and 3 towers, which is a good little start, but there needs to be more diversity so that during a match you have more options to choose from. Also, right now, towers just shoot projectiles and they only target 1 unit at a time, which is fine, but I want some AoE, so bring out the juice. I made this pumpkin cat tower that opens up and shoots out a bunch of pumpkin juice to damage all surrounding enemies with AoE damage. I think this will mix things up a little bit because these types of AoE towers won't have too much range, so you'll have to decide how to use these in conjunction with other types of units and towers. I also made the mummy AoE tower, which has a little bit of that laser beam action to damage a group of enemies. These towers are part of a larger update, and there's a lot more to come, so I'll talk about that in a later video. The last thing is that a lot of people really didn't like the victory screen when you win a match. It didn't feel satisfying, and if you have the music turned off, then all it does is just pops up and says victory. So I wanted to spice this up a little bit, so this is what it looks like now. I think it definitely feels a lot better than before. I still want to add something like a leaderboard or stat screen, so you can see how everyone did during the match, and if you did really good, then you can feel good about yourself. This is gonna need a larger update to keep track of everything and keep it synced over the network, but it definitely is on my list of things. Anyway dudes, let me know what you guys think. Also, you can join the Discord to see the roadmap and leave suggestions. That's it for now. See ya!